I got dreams of riches. I'm a frisbee king.
What's up, disc golf people? This is Jacked Up with School of Disc Golf and Team Infinite. And today I have a problem and a solution for you. The Waco Charity Open, the stop of the week on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, wrapped up today. And I was super stoked because my client, Cynthia Klesberga, competed, was the first Latvian to compete in a Disc Golf Pro Tour event in the United States. And I was stoked about that, but what was really tough to watch was a player who in every other aspect of the game besides putting was absolutely dominant over the 3 days of play, and that's Henna Blomroos. And anybody that's experienced anything similar to what she went through today, which in golf can only be described as a case of the deep down yips, a totally in the head, like amnesia of how to do what you're trying to do. Anybody that's been through that has the same empathy that I have, or you should, or else you're a heartless, cruel person. So given that she went through that, I'm speaking to Henna, and I'm speaking to anybody else that's going through something similar. And by the way, everything I say, it's coming from not only my perspective as a coach and a teacher, but also personally, this is something that I struggle with from time to time. So I'm going to share what it's all about a little bit, and I'm also going to share a routine that I think can help people that are going through something like this quite a bit. You got to understand that it's about a lot more than just the strokes. What's going on is however it starts, it's kind of like a vicious circle where you miss putts, and suddenly not only are you losing some confidence and therefore you're getting out of your routine, but if it's really bad, like it is with Henna, you can see that even if it's subconscious on a lot of attempts, she's not giving it nearly enough, simply because the last thing she wants, she's going through hell facing that putt. The last thing she wants is a comebacker that's just as long. And so any attempts are super, super weak. So that's one of the compound effects. The general compound effect is the way it just undermines the rest of your game, because it's this thing that you think, no matter what I do, I can't fix this one aspect of my game. And then one of the more specific direct effects, it's on upshots. A player who is struggling in that way putting, on your upshots, you're thinking, I have to be absolutely perfect because I do not want an 18-footer. Therefore, maybe I'm going to take the riskier line that's going to get me all the way inside the bullseye because I need to be all the way inside the bullseye. So this kind of thing, it makes the entire game unravel. And that's why it's such a crime, or crime's not the right word, but such a shame, because even given all of that, Henna was still only a few strokes back in the end. So anyway, I'm going to tell you now a little bit about the solution. This isn't one of my famous drills. It's more of a routine. I used it for myself, and I actually borrowed it from ball golf. The whole idea is a ball golfer, what they do very, very routinely, all of them do it pretty much, right before they putt, they go down and they look, and they basically do like a dress rehearsal with the stroke so that they can get that tempo just right and think about all the things they want to think about. And before they have you'll notice that mostly when they do that, they're backed off of the ball, but then they step up immediately after the last one, they'll step up and in rhythm stroke it. And so I thought, why can't we do that in disc golf? And the answer I thought was pretty obvious, and that is that it's impossible to get the same kind of tempo in disc golf because we're holding on to the disc and then we're letting go of the disc. And then a funny thing happened. I realized that I could have the disc in my offhand. Wait, for branding. I can have the disc in my offhand, and I can go through and do my putting form exactly like I would do it with the disc in my hand, except for not having the disc in my hand. And I can use that time to iron out my putt. And then in rhythm, I can place the disc in my hand, and I can say to myself, just do the thing that you just did. That will make sense in a second. What I mean by that is this routine has two different benefits. One, you can actually step up to a putt knowing that you're going to do 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of these practice strokes, and you're going to use that time to reroute your brain to be thinking about nothing except for the mechanics that you know lead to a successful putt. For me, I'm making sure my head is still, I'm making sure my eyes are locked on to the exact length I'm aiming for, and then I'm making sure my posture is straight up and down. I don't want to be leaning towards the basket saying, please, please, will you go into the basket for me, Mr. Disc? No, nothing like that. And finally, I'm thinking about that follow through, and that's why this routine is so important, because if you see some people come up and they'll go kind of like, and they'll do that to sort of get the release point all nailed down, which is fine, but that's got nothing to do with tempo. The other great aspect of this is you can take 2 or 3 or 4 practice strokes and take that time to get the mechanics exactly like you want them. And hopefully on the last one, whether it's the second or third or fourth, however many it takes you, can say once you've got it exactly right, all you have to do is say, just do exactly what you just did. Meaning it's an easy way to remove all context from the putt, the heavy baggage of all these people are watching me. I can't believe I'm missing all these putts. This is costing me. All that stuff goes away with this routine, in addition to being able to check on the tempo. So I hope that if it helps anybody, I'll be very gratified. If it can help an awesome player like Kenna Blomroos realize her full potential, I'll be over the moon. I'm Jacked Up of School of Disc Golf and Team Infinite. Thank you.